evening, users. Yeah, I'm doing. Hi. So I'm doing another weeknight stream because I I just kind of felt like it, and this time I've brought my lovely and wonderful partner along.
Hi.
Hi, Claire. You're cute.
You're cute.
Alright, so, oh, actually, give me just a second. I just noticed there was, something on stream that I wanted to adjust that I didn't realize might be a bit of a problem. That's better. Yeah, your eyes were getting chroma keyed out, but they're better now.
Yeah, oh yeah, I realized that color was probably slightly similar to what I chose for the background.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, also the eye tracking isn't the best just because of the lighting and stuff, and I think the glasses are a bit smudged.
Yeah, that's fine too. Yeah, so anyway. So anyway, I'm here. I've got one of these newfangled Genesis Mini 2s. Because so it's like, I'm gonna confess that I kinda still have the first one sitting in a box somewhere, but this one looked neat. It has like 7 like unreleased and/or enhanced games on it, so yeah, I'm itching to check those out, and then after that we're just gonna go through and check out a couple games, and I figure that Claire here is a bit more experienced with the Genesis library than I am, so she can help me with figuring out what to play and things like that. But
yeah.
Alright, but first off, I think we're just gonna go through the 7 new games in alphabetical order. So first up is this one called Deviant P. This game never saw the light of day until now. When Taro and Hanukkah get turned into petals, it's up to you to save the angel P while dodging the demonic devil's attacks. Play solo, 2-player co-op or versus mode. Elrazer.
I just hate it when you get turned into a paddle, you know, like
yeah.
the boss ship from Arkanoid or the Prince and Devilish. It just keeps on happening.
Yeah. And Elrazer, to answer your question, unreleased period, or at least unreleased on the Mega Drive. Like I was going through some of these earlier, and I think this one isn't even translated, but it's just a newly released Mega Drive game. So it's like, hey, anyone want to do a translation patch of a Genesis game that literally just came out, like maybe a month ago?
I mean, it is kind of actually hard to do because because of the emulator specifically optimized for each game, so you can't just easily load anything on it.
Yeah.
So yes, even something that would run on stock hardware, it's like specifically has to tell the system, oh, this is running on normal Mega Drive.
Oh, and actually one thing. So before I get into this, there is one other thing I meant to show off, and that is like the list of all the options in here. So obviously, so you've got the obligatory stretch it to be ugly full screen mode, which obviously I'm not using. You've got like a selection of wallpapers to put behind your game. I'm using the one that's the most aesthetic to me personally, because look at all these cool shapes, and the color purple. It's like this background in particular is very my jam. They also have a sound setting, so you can either use the can either listen to you can either emulate the like Genesis Model 1 sound hardware or the Genesis Model 2 sound hardware. Yeah, I know, right? Right, so I've actually gone back and forth between these two a bit, and my personal opinion, and this might be just me, is that yeah, the Genesis Model 2 audio, it sounds more crisp, but it sounds more crisp, but in a way that sounds I'm not sure how to put it exactly, but it's sort of a little too crisp in that the music sounds a bit better like this to me. Like I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the composer, but
yeah.
Really, yeah, the music was meant for Model 1. It's certainly like Yuzo Koshiro's stuff was like he'd even work with some of the distortion quirks and everything. If you look on the Wikipedia page for the YM2612, you can hear some examples of that even.
Yeah, and then you just have like what the menu button does. So those are your options. That's neat. I'm gonna jump into the game now. And Elrazor, to answer your question, they don't have the manuals. You don't have the manuals accessible through the menu here. They might be on the website. I haven't checked.
I'll have to look into that, because there's at least one game that's like, if you don't have the manual, you're not really gonna figure out much of what to do there.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna let the whole intro play out just because I can understand it, but it's cute. This game looks cute. And I'm just gonna do one player because unfortunately Claire is not physically here with me to play with me today.
Okay, it looks like you can find it on the actual website, so not on the system itself, but there is.
Yeah,
another way, and yes, they do have English versions for the games that are released there. So.
Right, I'm curious, do they have like any like manuals or documentation for the games that for like the games that are like newly released? Like this one?
So I found, yes, they do actually. Hold on, let me see if I can read it. Hago, Hanako, welcome to heaven. I'm the goddess around here, the one that summoned you both. Listen, guys, I really need your help. I needed to bring back the P, angels who never returned from their trip to other worlds. You want to know why I need you to specifically? Well, it all began... What? You'll do that for me without further question? Hey, that works too. You're probably aware that the other worlds are also occupied by little devils called Devi that will hinder your every move. Don't let that get you down. Take care of yourselves, and thank you. In case I forgot to mention, I changed your appearance out of a paddle to make it easier to catch the P. It'll make sense when you see it. Well, key toddle then. That seems like a translation of the intro.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Yeah, so it looks like A and B move upper paddle, C confirms, D-pad moves lower paddle.
Yep. Took me a minute to figure out the what the upper paddle did and also how you move it, but yeah.
Yeah. Also nice is that this manual is in full color, which I guess if you're just publishing something online, you don't really have to deal with the printing costs that.
Yeah. Also, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing here, but...
hold on. That I can definitely... Yeah, it looks like you are supposed to catch the rising P.
Alright. So I was doing the right thing, or at least attempting to.
Yeah.
This game is cute. Also, you're cute.
You're cute. Hey. Yeah. Yeah, I think the other icons that rise up are items.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Also, I kind of feel like this would be a bit more manageable. This might be a bit more manageable in 2-player, depending on how the 2-player works. Because trying to watch both the top and the bottom at once is kind of a lot.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of, actually?
Yeah?
That Mario Brothers Game & Watch game that was like dual screen, but, you know, on its side.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you control Mario and Luigi at the same time, and they're in this factory, and they have to like catch stuff falling off of the conveyor belts. To avoid that. So yeah, so one side you move Mario, the other side you lose Luigi. So you could play 2-player, or you could just play one. In which case, yes, you'd have to figure out both at the same time. And
yeah,
I think there's only 3 lives for both.
Honestly, I don't know that one, but yeah, again, that sounds interesting if you can get someone else to play along with you. So this is pretty cute. Not sure I have too much more to say about it, so
yeah, so it looks like those red blocks will recover something. I'm not sure what it recovers, but I don't know. By pressing the B button or something and see.
So when I miss catching P, the screen shrinks and maybe that brings it back.
Yeah,
might be what's happening. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna give this until the end of this stage and then move on. There are a lot of games in here.
Yes.
I'm just curious, okay, like, is there a boss or something, or... Oh, there is! Okay! Like, I might as well try to do this first, cause... the change. Bonk.
Yeah, it looks like you're just using the Devi attacks to get them.
Aw, hey Barley! Thank you so much for the raid!
Hi Barley! Hold on, let's see if I can...
Yeah, if you could shout them out, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Alright, so tonight I'm checking out the Sega Genesis Mini 2 or the Mega Drive Mini 2, and yeah, Muar, that's what I am playing. That's what I am playing. This is one of the 7 like previously unreleased games that are on here. So but yeah, this one is cute. Right, and I'm going to come back to this another time because we've got a whole lot of other games to check out.
Alright.
Alright, and hey Barley, how'd your stream go?
Yeah, I saw you were playing some stuff. I just had some things I had to do at home to prepare for family coming over, so...
Yeah. All right. So next thing we've got coming up is a new brand new Mega Drive port of Fantasy Zone.
Yes.
The original
M2 is yeah, M2 was quite familiar with this game, given that they released the excellent collection back in 2008 as one of the last Sega Ages series for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Now it gets a proper port on the Genesis, which it didn't back in the day because, well, they already had one in the Master System, and I don't think Sega generally had a policy of just not releasing games that they already released on previous consoles unless they could, like, reskin it like they did with Ninja Princess.
Aw, thank you!
So there was Super Fantasy Zone by Sunsoft.
I'm also I kind of have to confess that I'm not super familiar with Fantasy Zone, but you know I can play a little bit of it. People who are more familiar with it can probably speak more to the game and
yeah, you might want the 7-way shot at some point. Maybe not now. Yeah. Wow, this game starts you off with a lot of gold.
Yeah.
I don't know what the arcade version does, if it does that much or not.
Yeah, that seems like a lot. That seems like overly generous, maybe.
Yeah, but your goal is just yeah, you can choose which one. Basically, your goal is just destroy all the bases, which yeah. This first level, it's pretty simple because the enemies don't fire back at you that much, but then it definitely picks up later on.
Yep. Am I familiar with Super Fantasy Zone? Honestly, I'm not super familiar with the series in general. So, Claire, are you?
No, like not that particular game. I mean to play it for a while at some point. Could certainly make like a good shmup interlude after my current stream game, but another one that I'm actually like I'm gonna show off in terms of ports at some point, although probably on emulator just because of how iffy the Mister is currently. The X68000 version has some unique content, which as far as I'm aware was not ever put into any of the other ports of the game. It also got like a secret arrange mode and stuff, so some of the soundtracks are not in there either. Yeah. Unfortunately, to access that menu, you have to like hit a very specific key on the keyboard that like isn't mappable to anything, so you have to like use one of the virtual keyboard functions, which is like one of the reasons. And I think that's the only way that you could also add continues. Otherwise, you can like insert credits on the title screen, but it doesn't actually.
Some Fantasy Star, except it's spelled different and it's a different game in a different genre.
Exactly. And also to answer your question, Niku, yes, it was that collection where M2 made a totally new version of the previously Master System and System E only Fantasy Zone 2 Tears of Opa Opa. And then there were a couple of other games because Opa Opa was a sort of mascot during the pre-Sonic era. One of Sega's attempts along with Alex Kidd and a bunch of other more obscure ones. So, like I think there was like a paddle game that was that you had to like defend the Earth or something. And then like you made other appearances and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so your bomb is the other button. Normally you just have one, and it's useful for taking out the bases in some eras. It looks like this, some areas. It's like the smart bomb just kind of clears the screen. Useful in a pinch. I also know for, I think the third boss, I want like one of the heavy bombs and just drop it on right away. Otherwise it's annoying to fight.
Good to know! Good to know. I'm gonna do that if I get to the third boss before I switch games. Not sure I will or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been actually meaning to pick up the Aleste collection. I just haven't. Because I do enjoy those games. I like wish that they also put in the other Master System and MSX games with it. But hopefully we'll get that at some point. That's not even counting like the other like 16-bit ones. Like Kamusha and Robo Aleste, and some of those might be on here. And then Super Aleste, so Space Mega Force.
Yeah, I think Robo Aleste is on here.
Yeah, that's the Sega CD one. I'm not sure about the Turrican collection. Like, that doesn't seem like something that M2 might have done, because it's not particularly an arcade or arcade-style Japanese game, but... I was gonna say something about, oh yeah. And potentially, I think, Blazing Lasers on the TurboGrafx is enough of an Aleste-like game. Like, it even got some of the mechanics that would be reused in Super Aleste, but because it was co-developed by Hudson and the Japanese version is based on an anime, I'm not sure if they would get the rights for that.
I
have to look up if it was actually on the PC Engine Mini.
Yeah, I'd be curious, because I don't have one of those.
Yeah, I don't either.
Alright, so that's a fun game that I'm gonna alright, that's a fun game. Again, one that I will very definitely come back to. So next up is a game that was technically already released, but it is greatly enhanced here. So this is Space Harrier 2.
Yeah, hold on. So one of the things I might have to look for is to wait, I know because there is a hidden version of like a hidden option. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. There's the manual. There's like a hidden option that lets you reduce the sprite flicker at the cost of some performance.
Yeah, while you look it up, I'm just gonna kind of vibe to the menu music here. Pretty chill.
Yeah.
Well, the previous part was pretty chill, at least.
Hold on, I think I know where to find it.
Yep. So this is Space Harrier 2 in a parallel, like as the description says, in a parallel universe where the Genesis actually had sprite scaling. So I looked up videos of the original version before this stream, and it's like yeah, the sprite scaling is like, it's an early Genesis game. They
okay, so
tried
it seems like you highlight the options and then you hold left and start.
Alright. Oh, there's an option for Space Harrier 1.
Yeah, that one also, it's a new port. You can play that a bit after.
Alright. I did not know that the original Space Harrier was gonna be on here.
Yeah, the Sega Mark V was an internal name. I'm not actually sure what the Mark IV was. Maybe that was just a version for like what was actually called the Master System in Japan when they released the later version with like built-in FM and stuff, but no. Okay, that didn't seem to work.
So you said highlight options and then
hold left and then press start.
Left, start. Maybe it's not in this version.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you can play with sprite flicker because
Yeah.
this was built to one of the original specs. Because they planned to include some scaling hardware, but I guess they didn't quite have enough money in the end, or wanted to make sure that it wasn't too expensive, given the fact that the Master System wasn't really doing well at the time. It would pick up in Europe a couple years later, but even then, I think that would be like already after the Mega Drive released in Japan.
Yeah. Like I think a lot of the I've heard that a lot of the popularity of the Master System in Japan was just because of the like Mega Drive and Power Base converter.
Yeah, and then in Europe it wouldn't be until like consoles started picking up momentum by the end of the 80s, and there were some good distributors there. And then also the PC Engine was already out, and that had cut severely into the...
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
Yeah, so this was a launch game. In fact, it might have been the first Mega Drive game released, but yeah, in its original version, it was quite choppy because it was too ambitious for the hardware, especially with what they knew how to get out of it back then. So at least run into trees.
I'm trying not to, but sometimes the giant trees sneak up on me!
Or, as they say, how fast was the tree going when it hit you?
Exactly!
Get ready.
Trees are so sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, this plays like especially to
you can see some of the sprite flicker.
Yeah.
Now when you got like larger sprites and stuff, but I mean, yes, it still is smooth and overall decent.
Yeah, like again, just compared to the to the video I looked up of the officially released version of Fantasy Zone 2 from back in the day. Yeah, this is a pretty significant upgrade. This is actually an adaptation of Macbeth, which is why the forest is your true enemy. Oh, God damn it! Yeah, Phil, I'm surprised too.
Yeah. Okay, so I think these pillars you can't actually shoot, so.
Yeah.
Like that already starts happening in the second level of Arcade Space Harrier.
Like a Space Harrier type game with a long cat. Oh, if you like manage to find that again, let me know. I'm really curious.
Yeah, let me know too. I would probably like to try it out. I have tried out the original game in a deluxe cabinet at Galloping Ghost, which is the only working machine I've ever found of it. Even some other arcade museum places just didn't have it working, so...
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen the deluxe cabinet.
Yeah, it's like kind of a pod, like not like fully enclosed, but it's about to get a thing that you sit in and it tilts, and yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, that was
me
her.
who was playing that, yes. Because there was a Neptunia spin-off that did have a Space Harrier, and that was a very enjoyable game, even if I couldn't actually beat it on hard mode in the end on stream. At least I had Jeb in there to explain some of the Neptunia stuff that was relevant, like console references and stuff.
And trying to remember what's putting out that she always liked the animation detail that if you get close enough to the ground, the guy just starts running, which makes
Fantasy
sense.
Zone does that too. If you're on the ground, the ship will just start walking.
You should have told me while I was still playing
I forgot about that. Like, I didn't remember that specific detail, despite remembering some of the details about the crossover between the two series. Official or unofficial.
You remember trying to run for as long as you could without taking off. Okay! Yeah, that's kind of great. And honestly, I'm definitely having a lot of fun with this. Like at least with this version of this, so I'm probably just kind of play out my last couple lives.
Yeah.
And then I'll try out the Port of Space Harrier one for a little bit.
Yes, I mean, if you actually want like the full emulation of Space Harrier 1, it is in Yakuza 0, so that's like the best official way to get it now. Much maybe some of the other games too. I mean, it was also in Shenmue, but I think that was a pretty accurate. Yeah, the 32X version, weirdly, at least on the Mister, it was the only 32X game that I tried that had black bars on the top and bottom. Like, even Afterburner was perfect. Star Wars, I think I also tried NBA Jam briefly. Like, yeah. I mean, it plays well. It's also not, it's only 30 FPS, but still. It's still, you know, consistent and stuff.
Yeah. Farley's saying it's really nice that they went back to polish a bad game. There are lots of games out there that could be good with a bit more legwork. And yeah. This is actually that's actually like a really neat version of the game.
Yeah, I would recommend you at least briefly look at the Space Harrier 1 part, because it is also a new one, technically, yeah, for the system, because it's built to the Mark V specifications.
Right. Oh no!
That's weird. I wonder if that's been like a thing ever since. That also is weird because that would be different like teams technically that developed some of the later ports. Like I don't think the 32X version was developed by the same team that did a lot of the Saturn Sega Ages, which was done by a company called Ritubo, which is made up of some of the former Dempa staff who made the aforementioned Fantasy Zone port for the X68000, among quite a lot of others. So... yeah, so now I'm curious actually if the Dreamcast version, the one in Shenmue and the Suzuki GameWorks disc, have that same issue. Yeah, you can see some sprite flicker here also.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I've not actually played the Shenmue games, but I didn't know it did the whole like play like in-universe arcade with Sega arcade games thing before.
Yeah, it was the first one that did that. We also had a mini game that was literally called Quick Time Events. I mean, the 32X code, like, because then they would adapt it to Hitachi hardware, so it probably was easier to port it to the Saturn and Dreamcast that way. So maybe at that point they're like, okay, we have a port for on more modern hardware, so just keep on updating that.
You're doing great.
Next is basically an evolution of Shenmue. Said that the first one got localized when people really wanted GTA in Japan instead. Yeah.
Yes, it's quite different. Even if you get into fight with random gang members and beat them up with various things lying around, but no, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I also have not played any of the Yakuza games. That's kind of a big blind spot for me. I do have a copy of Like a Dragon, though. I should sit down and play that at some point.
Yeah, I actually have not tried that one at all. I think I have some of the other remasters sitting in my Steam library because they pick up when either they're cheap or someone has an extra from a bundle.
Yeah.
You don't need. So yeah, I haven't quite picked up Like a Dragon yet.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was a quick boss!
Yeah, I think the rapid fire really helps at this point.
Yeah. It's like, should I have left that off? And it's like, no! It's the game who was wrong.
Better for you. Also, I assume this defaults to standard vertical movement, right? Like up is up.
Yep.
Yeah, because the arcade version used a flight stick, so it was inverted.
Yeah.
And the 32X version did give you an option to switch.
Yep.
Between those modes.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna play out this last life. Oh, I guess I have one more life still, but yeah. I'm just
also
gonna play...
wondering if it would be possible to play this in one of those roller coaster, VR simulator machines. If you just all you need is a joystick and a button, right? So you just wire it so that your movements correspond to the movement of the system, and then your own experience. Wah.
Alright, that's cool. Was that their first time doing things with the Mark V spec?
Yeah, I think the emulator and everything was specifically built for this.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
I also did a bad job explaining what Yakuza was when you played it and thought of it more as an action JRPG. It made so much more sense than think of it as an open world game. Yeah, that's what I've heard. so it kind of made a lot of sense when Like a Dragon just sort of took that to its logical conclusion and just made it a turn-based RPG.
Yeah. Okay.
Right,
I remember a lot of people actually liking this one when BBH found it randomly, but yeah, it is an obscure pick. There is one other more action-focused arcade game that I think from Sega's early library that would be interesting, but I don't remember what the name of it was. It's you control this tank thing, but in addition to firing regular shots, you could also have mortar kind of shots that you would hold down a button to just aim anywhere in the map.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'd be kind of curious what that is.
Yeah, I'll have to look up what it actually is. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, player stock.
Underscan or overscan. That's an interesting option, especially since this is coming out on a modern system.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it may have depended on what the monitor was used. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily know because pre-JAMA hardware is weird and
Oh, this is a very direct arcade port, apparently, if it says insert coin.
Yeah. So there you can move into stuff to either avoid obstacles or to bash enemies from the other side like that. And I don't remember what else you do. I think you have to just collect all the flowers.
Alright. Flowers are pretty, and so are you. Heck!
Oops.
They're coins. I'm tired of all the microtransactions.
Well, at least this isn't Double Dragon 3 Arcade.
Yeah,
the actual
yeah.
microtransactions.
It's like it is kind of wild that they did that.
Yeah.
Like all the way back then, they're just being greedy. This is very cute.
You're very cute. Hey, this.
I did not see that one coming at all.
This is practically Flicky, which I think in some capacity did receive an official port to the Mega Drive back in the day.
Yeah, it definitely did. I remember playing that on some like really early Genesis collection.
Yeah, I think that one and Teddy Boy Blues for some reason.
Huh! Would not have expected that one to get a port. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Heck! Should have jumped, but.
Oh, apparently it was released for the MegaNet service, so I guess they wanted something small that could fit there.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah, the 2 to 3 minute thing is definitely something I've seen in some operator manuals. I think, like, I'm not sure who originally did the math, but I think some Capcom games had it. Also some Romstar distribution to distribute a lot of Taito and Toaplan games back in the day.
Yeah, I know it's like a pretty famous thing about arcade games, and that's why you have like the red armor so early in Ghosts and Goblins. Yeah. It's like, oh, you can actually move those blocks to block traffic.
Yeah, I mean, at least in Japan, a lot of developers did put it with the philosophy that you could eventually learn to, once you see the game, but you have to play it a lot to get there.
Yeah, and then there's inevitably going to be a lot of money made in the process of learning that. So
yeah. I mean, it was a bit different here. Like, not all games were. I think Terminator 2 is like infamous for actually scaling the damage enough that you can't beat it at all. Like, it eventually gets to the point where it's just completely unplayable at a certain point until you continue. Yeah. And then, of course, there are multiplayer stuff, and especially in the fighting game boom. because then, yeah, you would just have, you know, constantly one person could be dominating, but then everyone else would still be going in and putting in their credits.
Well, we see with Ernest Evans speedrun, people can learn everything. I mean, I was speedrunning Cosmic Race at one point. The PS1 game.
Yeah, you could learn.
I mean, I was speedrunning I was speedrunning like the first 25% of the game, but still, I was speedrunning Cosmic Race.
Yeah. Also, these days are like some raw thrills, light gun games and stuff that you'll like barely take any damage for like the first 3 minutes, but then once that's done, it's like, get off the machine right now.
Yep. Alright, so our next one, I was thinking it was Super Locomotive, but we actually have one before then. This is Jank Science Theater Classic Starmobile. Or Starmobile? I'm not sure. Oh, Cosmic Race is... You know what, instead of trying to describe it for you, I'm just gonna say... Grab an ISO of it from somewhere, load it in a PS1 emulator, have fun trying to figure out how to play it!
Oh, this was made by Mindware?
Yep. So I actually have played this before. Well, I played the Turbo CD version.
Yeah, this was on X68000 and TurboGrafx CD, and yes, the original developer was M&M Software, who would eventually resurface as Mindware in the mid-90s. They're still around, making, among other things, a remake of the old but perennially influential arcade maze game Heian-Kyo Alien.
Yeah, and if anyone's not familiar, I guess for anyone who is familiar with the other versions of the game, you might notice there's an option that says lecture mode. So unlike at least the Turbo CD version, this one actually has a tutorial that tells you how to play it, which is kind of important because it can be like a little bit obtuse. So yeah, basically you're balancing all the stars on on this set of scales. This set of scales, and different colored stars have different weights. And it's really neat once you know how to play it. But if you're just loading up the game and booting it, and you're playing a version that doesn't have a tutorial like this, good luck. How scientifically accurate is this? That's a good question. Don't ask me.
I think blue stars would be more massive than yellow stars, so no, I don't think this game is scientifically accurate.
What? Video games lied to me? Oh
no! Yeah, something tells me they weren't going for the standard scale, no pun intended. Oh, it's just called,
Yeah, This also just like a warning that you're about to reach the limit, makes this a way more playable version of the game.
And yeah, technically the stellar classification is based on surface temperature, but the hotter surface temperature, so that would mean the higher energy color. So yes, you would get a blue then at the highest, and the largest mass. So yes, it goes pretty much the opposite to this.
That was not a good place to put that one. I'm kind of out of good places to put the orange ones. How did I make it through that? Like, oh, is it gonna introduce? Okay, so I guess it's not introducing red ones just yet. Feels kind of inevitable, though. Yeah, Claire. Purple Mage Claire. I forget. Did you play this? Did you play this one, or were you just watching it? Oh dear. Should have gone on the other side. Yeah, Muwar, that's fair, honestly. Like, I just appreciate, one, that it exists, and two, that it actually has a tutorial. But yeah, like, the PC Engine version was on CD, so that had, like, a whole new... That had, like... you know, a Red Book audio soundtrack. Alright, so next up we've got Super Locomotive, which is a port of a very early Sega arcade game. So I'm gonna set it up like this. Right. So one of the things about the original Super Locomotive, which might have something to do with why it never got re-released, is that the the original arcade version just straight up used Riding by Yellow Magic Orchestra.
Yeah, I think it was officially licensed from some of the research that people did, although I'm not sure if they're able to confirm it or not.
Yeah, I think
there was like some copyright stuff that was like found in some of the cards that were distributed, but
and I know there are like other Sega arcade games that had like officially licensed soundtracks like that way back when.
Yeah.
Okay, so this version. It's just like the generic off-brand version.
Yeah.
Which, is fine. I wasn't actually expecting them to license this song for this. I was just really curious what they would do. It's still a hot jam.
Yeah, it's just interesting, especially when you get to like games that started using, you know, more real music, like Gyrus having an electronic cover of Toccata and Fugue, like one that was like actually based on an electronic cover that some band did, and they adapted that into the actual music for the game.
Oh yeah, Larigami, if you're commenting on how not Raideen it is now, so I'm gonna have something to show you in the game's credits after I get done playing this, like in the Genesis Minis credits. And yeah, it's like I've seen the original arcade game played before, and I know I need to be paying more attention about not going through those red lights and also where I'm going, but
yeah.
But yeah, this seems like a pretty good port from what I can tell.
Yeah.
I'm still not. It's still a bit disorienting to have to pay attention to two screens at once, but yeah.
Yeah, I think there was like a Commodore 64 game that also did that. I don't remember the name, but it might have also involved trains.
Could be. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the C64 library.
Well, it wasn't Super Locomotive Origami.
Yeah,
it was like a different game by, I think it was an American developer because it was pretty early on in the system's life before it just completely became a European computer.
It's like I wouldn't listen to that sick Sid chip version of Raideen though. But it did end up in Decathlon? Okay, so there is a Sid version of Raideen out there, that is great!
Yeah, there was also like this German band called Arabesque that for whatever reason was just really popular in Japan. And they had some influence on video game music, even to the point or one of the Ryu Iwamoto songs in one of his PC-98 games actually was called that, called Arabesque. That is interesting to think about. Like some of the early influences.
Yeah, yeah.
When, you know, they actually started making game music instead of the same four annoying notes over and over and over again.
Oh, you mean like doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo?
Like that da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Or 1942 with all just whistles and drums.
Yep. Wah! It's the word of the day. Alright, so I did say I had one thing I wanted to show off, so... Alright, so if you go to the Genesis mini credits here, and I'm gonna scroll down a bit because I really want to get to the section about the new version of Super Locomotive. There's just oh, here we go. Super Locomotive for Mega Drive. You have the credits, and
yeah, wait, you missed it.
Oh
Rising by OMY.
Yeah, exactly. It's not Raideen by YMO. It's the legally distinct version that our lawyers say we can use. It's like they knew exactly what they were doing there, and I love it.
Also, I'm wondering if you set the language to Japanese, as the credits play the different BIOS screen.
You know what? Let me try that. I'm curious. Like, oh good, now I have to find my way back to the...
No, it's not that one. Up one, yeah, that's one, staff credits. Yes, it does!
It does! It does! That's great!
Yes, it is a nice touch, though. You actually set the language to English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like the credits are still in English, but English surprisingly, but yeah, it's showing the like Japanese Mega CD BIOS in the background.
Yes. If you played Panic, you might be familiar with it.
Yeah. Wish that were on here. I'd love to show that off tonight, but I'm gonna have to do it another time.
Yes.
It's an actual imitation writing cover from the 90s, but...
Oh wow, I wonder if like that's the actual Nimco Arika composers, like Shinji Osoe and Yamasasu is one of the names. Yosuke Yasui.
And yeah, so the seventh and last new game is just like the versus mode from Puyo Puyo Sun, which is neat. It's like,
oh, okay, now I can actually check. Yes, Shinji Osoe is on the team. So yes, it is neat that they got a famed video game composer to act get the cover sound. Also, this is the game that the British Saturn magazine called IDK Sun because they misspelled the kana.
They were like just they like couldn't read kana. I guess they were just trying to make letters out of it.
Yeah, or something like I guess you couldn't read it as much, even though it was, you know, a feature about Japanese games.
Yeah.
It's like if you look in like other, you know, unofficial British magazines in general, like sometimes, yeah, they would just like try to translate, especially for like import catalogs and stuff. They would just try to translate the names wholesale. So sometimes you ended up with like stuff that was very different to what the game would actually be released as in Western regions. Also, I am not good at Puyo at all. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh, me neither.
Certainly too galaxy brain for me to try to think that many moves ahead.
Yeah. It's like this is only the versus mode, I think, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, also I'm gonna play the witch, cause, you know, I'm here with a cute witch tonight.
Yeah, I think in theory, I would be magical drop, but I don't know, like the one time I tried it, I still wasn't quite quick enough.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and also as y'all are gonna see, I'm actually kind of terrible at Puyo. Like,
oh yes,
I'm
Money
trying.
Puzzle. Money Puzzle Exchanger, made by the company that made the worst puzzle game on the Neo Geo, and yet we're given a chance to try again.
Yeah, I know Money Puzzle. I think so Money Puzzle Exchange and I think Cleopatra Fortune, which just got a re-release lately, are just the two puzzle games that like I basically only know them as like the puzzle games that are really deep cuts that people like to bring out when they want to impress you with how much they know about puzzle games. It's like, other than that, I don't actually know that much about them. It's like they're probably good games. I should give them a shot.
Yeah, Money Puzzle Exchanger is sort of like Magical Drop, except you also like convert money, so you have like coins, and you combine like two of them to make it 10, and so on.
Ah. And yeah, anyway, this like I said, it's just the versus version. Looks like it doesn't even have an AI for me to play against. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get much more out of this.
Yes, you have the story mode if you want to see a kindergartner just be really mean to everyone.
It's like, that sounds delightful. Yeah, but that's gonna be in any other part of the game. So there are plenty of options there, I'm sure. Face not only. Oh, it's face. Okay. Yeah, I know the Honey games. Like Honey on the Road is like something I haven't played much of, but it's something I'm always fascinated by. It's like I need to do that in co-op with somebody at some point. Some point, it's like I'm sure I'd be terrible at it, but like, but it'd be fun chaos, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Garuin was the bad Neo Geo puzzle game.
Alright, so that's it for all the new games. So Claire, do you have any particular games you think I should check out on here?
Okay, let's just keep on going up. I mean, some of them, well, let's see. Alien Soldier is an interesting one. I think that was only a Sega Channel release in the US, but it also is very difficult. I don't remember if you saw Karma play that.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just go through. So yeah, the Runner is a standard point. Atomic Runner is interesting, but also yeah, the Bonanza Brothers, Clay Fighter, not really the fuck out. Crusader of Century is an interesting and one that's also rare, but it is like an action RPG. So
yeah, that seems like the
Echo the Dolphin. It has a nice Spencer Nielsen soundtrack, but it is confusing. It's difficult pretty quickly.
Yeah. So like Crusader of Century, I definitely want to play, but that should definitely be its own thing and not part of this. It's an RPG. So it's something I'd really want to sink my teeth into.
Yeah, let's go down. Master, Fantasy Zone already did. Fatal Fury 2 and fighting game. Final Fight CD is interesting, but it is just beat 'em up port. Game Grounds, okay. Golden Axe 2. Granada. Oh, Granada's an interesting one. That is a Wolf Team game. That's was originally on the X68000. Yeah, you play a tank, and your goal is to just destroy various bases and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Alright. So I guess I can give that one a spin for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just looking at the game list, it's like Mansion of Hidden Souls is something that I definitely want to play. I don't know how much we would get out of it just like playing a couple minutes of it though.
Yeah. Yeah, so this game, this version at least has the advantage of having 3 buttons. 1 button fires, B I think locks your tank in place, and C is basically your A plus B attack, which is a stronger cannon with some slight recoil. Yeah, that's useful for like actually blowing up the bases and stuff, which are the things marked in red.
Yep.
There also are like different ops, like sometimes little helper option things that you can find that are in different ways throughout the certain levels. This one has like a reflector thing, but I don't remember exactly where it is. So yeah, this is a pretty neat game and one of my favorites of the Wolf Team era.
Yeah.
I also do recommend playing the X68000 version, which has some presentation enhancements and pretty much plays the same. I think some of the secrets might be different. Yeah, that's the reflector thing. Like some of the extra lives and stuff in this version might have not been in there. And then I think this version also has some more difficulty options. Like if you set it all the way to hard, you get like barely any time to actually complete the level.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Heck
Oh, yeah, be careful. You're gonna have to wanna hide.
That just reminds me of this steamrollers in like the first Ninja Turtles game on NES, where they'd be like, in the overworld, and if one hit you, then it's just you instantly die, which makes sense, but I mean,
yeah,
harsh.
It's annoying. I think I know what you're talking about because Rachel or someone played NES Ninja Turtles not too long ago. And yeah, Echo Man, I can get to Midnight Resistance eventually. There are some games first. At least one because of its weird US title change that is coming up.
Yeah, I'll probably play like I at least yeah, I'm enjoying this. I at least want to play through the rest of this level before I move on to something else. But yeah.
Yeah, Origami, this is a really neat game, and yeah.
Yeah, I do kinda like I'm absolutely certain they tried, but I wish they since they have Sega CD games on here, I do wish they'd gotten the Lunar games for the.
No, they did try.
They tried really,
given
really
the
hard.
overall budget that came into getting into each game, Victor Island wasn't offered a lot of money. So this is like something that I honestly like. I could see both sides, like, you know, Sega not wanting to spend too much on what's an emulation package, but then also Vic kind of demanding too much for what was essentially just the same game with lowercase text. Oh yes, there are a lot of things I do not like about Victor Island, but I do not think he completely takes the blame in this one.
Yeah, I can super understand that.
Yeah, it just is a shame that yes, we don't get that or Popful Mail.
It's like, oh yeah, I forgot about Popful Mail. That's something I'm gonna have to stream in its own thing at some point.
Yeah, that is definitely a game that I would want to like play myself at some point, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe in one of the unworking patches, just to make it a bit easier.
Yeah. That is
also like at least like it's got like weird
it.
accents in some of the jokes and stuff, but at least given the tone of the game, it isn't like too egregious.
Yeah.
In terms of like the actual localization, especially compared to something like Albert Odyssey.
Like, it was already very much a game that did not take itself seriously, so...
Yeah, so yes, even with the way some of the jokes have aged, isn't too out of place.
It'd be nice if we got a little less swarm. It's like, oh, I should probably take out these bases then.
Yes, and also, see that thing on the right?
Oh, you mean the boss? Okay, it took me a second to notice that. Oh yeah, the trees actually do block my fire, which makes sense. That's a good detail.
Yeah.
God, now my brain's just trying to turn that into a flirt. Like, you're a good detail. No, that doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, in the X68000 version, you get like character portraits and stuff in between, rather than just the tank. But
yeah,
you didn't have enough room for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see what other games are next. So Hellfire is a 12 plans from up. Let's see, so that's Herzog's Y is the one that you would definitely need the manual for. It was like a very early real-time strategy game. Probably better with 2 players. Lightning Force is Thunder Force 4, so that's a really good shmup with some very good music. So I'm not sure if you want to try that or not, but at least in the original release, to access the options menu, you hold down C and then press start. Otherwise, you'll go right into the stage select screen.
Gotcha.
High speed mode, I assume, removes some of the slowdown and stuff. So play whatever one you want.
You know, I'll try that. I'll try high speed mode and
yeah, because definitely like a first for this game. I mean, I assume you could just overclock like emulators and stuff if you wanted to. But yeah, there are bits of slowdown because this game really pushed the limits of what the system can do. And also, no, I don't know why they changed it to Lightning Force and then misspelled that as lightning.
Yeah,
like lightning.
Yeah.
Especially because there were the two previous Thunder Force games released in North America.
With the Thunder Force name, I assume.
Yes, they were. So yeah.
That is just
even
hold more
C
baffling.
And press start to access the options. Yeah, there you go.
I assume this. Yeah, that's obviously got to be sound test.
Yeah. If you beat the game, you do get access to a bunch of Omaka tracks, which were either covers of previous tracks in the series, or just other stuff that didn't end up making it into an actual part of the final game. So that is a nice bonus, but you have to actually beat the game, which is no easy feat. I haven't done it yet. I think most people pick Straight first, but...
Oh. Alright, let me do that then.
Yeah, I think like the official order is up, down, left, right. That's you adjusted your speed, by the way. Yeah, so you got one button for speed, one for firing, and one to switch weapons, which is important because when you die, you either lose or, in the case of the standard 2, just get powered down if you have any upgrades. Also, this game has a surprising amount of vertical room, so...
Oh, yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit weird. I mean, I guess they really did want to show off how much they can put into here. Especially if you look at all the scrolling and stuff in this level.
Heck!
Yeah, so the other weapon that you currently have shoots behind you, so... I think you need to take out this thing before you progress to the next part of the stage.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm trying, I'm not good at shmups, but I'm trying. It's like, I actually really enjoy shmups, it's just, I enjoy them despite being no good at them.
Yeah, okay, we don't need to play more of this.
Aw, okay.
Yeah, let's see what's next. What's that game to right of it? I can't actually read that.
Mansion of Hidden Soul?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Midnight Resistance is worth looking at least for the music. Yeah, it's based on a Data East arcade game that used a rotary joystick, so it's got a bit weird control scheme. I know Lizstar loves this game, like she thinks she speedran it a while. Particularly like this version. But it's got really good music. So options. So I think Control A is the one where you press A to toggle the fire, B to lock in place, and C to jump.
Okay.
The other ones are like about rotation and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is but the music was arranged by Toshi Sakamoto, who for Data East had also done Captain America and the Avengers, and he would also do the soundtrack for Gauntlet 4. And yeah, you're gonna want to collect the keys. Those let you access power-ups and stuff between stages.
Wait, Hitoshi Sakamoto of like Final Fantasy Tactics fame?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. Besides, when he also worked for Quest at one point, and
yeah,
did the music for Magical Chase. So yeah, you can tell this game was designed for a rotary control scheme.
Yeah.
It's a pretty decent.
Okay, yeah, the control scheme is a little bit wild because a button isn't like hold down to fire, it's press it to start firing and press it again to stop firing.
Yeah. So yeah, so here you jump into a thing, depending on how many keys you have. So freeway is like a spread shot. Fire, I assume, is a flamethrower. Bullet would give you more ammo, and some of those other stuff are like bombs that you can do with up and attack. Yeah, you have to jump to get it.
Yeah. Flamethrower and I can get that. Okay. Heck. Well, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, here's the thing about flamethrowers in video games.
Yeah, I know. It's like okay, people deserve to see a little bit more of this game, I think. It's like, oh no, I got to continue, but I didn't get any keys. Because I continued, I think.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to. Don't worry about it.
Alright.
Yeah, Scoreman says Toshi Sakamoto had a really good sound driver. That's like one of the reasons I wanted.
Yeah. Well, pointing out, it really does seem like the sound work is on a different level than the rest of the game.
So yeah, Night Striker is a game that's a port of a Taito arcade game. It plays pretty similar to Space Harrier. The Sega CD version is rather limited in its resolution, and that almost makes it look like a Lynx game, but...
Alright, you think I should check it out?
Yeah,
All right.
It does have some arranged... yeah. So it has, it might even, it says BGM swapping experience, so it might even have the recordings of the original on there, but at the very least, you do get an arranged soundtrack. Although I do think the FM original is a really good Zintata soundtrack.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep. Oh, BGM select original or arranged, so you do get the option.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't even think the Saturn version had that, which is interesting.
I see what you were saying about the resolution.
Yeah.
Vroom vroom. Okay, I wasn't expecting inverted controls.
Yeah, oh, it said that in the options. It said reverse.
Oh, okay. That's on me then.
And yeah, this is the original soundtrack, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I assume it's just recordings of it, like the way a lot of PC Engine CD games have done.
Oh yeah, this is like the original arcade soundtrack then?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, it makes sense for it to just be Redbook audio recording. Heck. Yay! Yeah, again, I'm just gonna play this through until I get a game over, probably.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Destroy the robot arm. Oh, not my arm! It's okay, the picture showed a green robot arm. I'm part green. No, my arm's good. It's not my arm they're after.
Can't you just pull out another one anyway?
Yeah. Yeah, but I only have so many replacement parts, and then I have to go and order more arms. Heck!
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's a neat novelty. Even if I think this has gotten other releases. Okay, so Night Trap is Night Trap.
Yeah, it sure
was originally meant for a VHS system that never materialized, and
yeah.
Outrun is a neat one, but certainly not anywhere near. Outrunners also is not really worth playing this port because, yeah, it is pretty limited down. Phantasy Star 2 is a nice game. I think this version also includes like an easy type mode and removes a lot of the grinding and difficulty. But yeah, this is an RPG, so. Yeah, there we go.
This is wonderful, cause they did a similar thing with the Nintendo Switch version of Phantasy Star 1. Yeah, and I was wishing they would do something like that with the sequels, and they actually did. I'm glad.
Yeah, so
yeah, I'm not gonna play that now, but I'm glad that's there.
Yeah, maybe check it out. Populous is a bit confusing. It's not a game I've ever gotten into. Yeah, that game was on a whole lot of stuff. It was a really unique game.
Yeah, probably better played on like a PC or something.
Yes, Rainbow Island Extra is a port of a Taito game that was surprisingly popular in some places. But I think the reason why it's extra is because the original included Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Ah, yeah.
Ranger X, I think, is a pretty neat running gun kind of game. I haven't played much of it. Aerostar is a platformer that was based on an early idea for a Sega mascot when they were brainstorming what would become for Sonic. It's also a neat game.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of it before.
Yeah, Robo Leste is one of them in the Leste series that I mentioned for the Sega CD. So kind of a sequel to Musha. I mean, you can play it if you want. You don't have to.
Yeah. I'm willing to play a couple minutes of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that menu font? Yeah. I don't hate it.
Oh, I forgot Tengen actually published this in the US. Oh yeah, this has this whole long historical intro like KO Flying Squadron does. Yeah, somehow there are two Sega CD shmups that start with Japanese history lectures.
This story is set back in time, about 500 years. In this period,
it's like I can let like maybe a minute of this play out.
Where each warlord
I don't think I'm gonna watch the whole thing tonight.
His reign. The roaring sound of war could be heard everywhere. Onin's battle in 1467 triggered a ruleless world where the hierarchy of power meant nothing. Anarchy was the only thing which could be found. But the arrival of a foreign ship, cast ashore by a storm on the distant southern island, influenced the war greatly.
Alright. Okay.
A mechanized armored soldier. Technology given
I figured it'd be a bit further into the intro when the mech showed up, but okay.
Powered by a steam engine. This
yes, I'm sure, yes, if you put down the robot in feudal Japan, you might get points off your test, so just be careful.
Yeah.
The airship was another invention brought by Westerners. It was no wonder that the highly sophisticated weapon spread throughout the country in no time. Countries which could not keep up with the rapid change lost their power.
You're not gonna watch the whole thing right now, so...
Yeah. There's a long intro that somehow tries to explain the game setting, which is, it's feudal Japan, but there's robots.
I mean, that is a good setting.
Yeah. As opposed to it's feudal Japan, but Oda Nobunaga is actually a demon who lifts up his cloak to reveal the demon things inside. You want to collect those power-ups, by the way, those capsules. Those are the standard compile shmup, and that's used to power up your main shot, and then...
Heck!
Yeah, I did notice that, like, I think Atari did publish some Toa Plan shmups, like, in the arcade, and maybe even, also for the home ports. In North America, so... I guess it makes sense they're kind of in there, but yeah, it is weird that they specifically published a compiled game for the Sega CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you collect that yellow, you get... A different one, kind of based on the weapon system and Musha, mostly. There's another one that wasn't quite in the last game, but was by a similar team. Or at least it was by Compile, I'm not sure if it was by the same team within them. Called Sophia on the PC Engine CD, and that like let you combine different weapon combinations. So you had like four elements, and then and then you had like combinations of 3. So depending on which ones you got, it was like, okay, you know, if you got wind and fire, you get like a specific weapon and stuff.
Again, enjoy shmups, not one of my good genres.
Yeah, so you can move on now.
Yeah.
Rolling Thunder 2 was our arcade port. It is an interesting game. I'm not sure if you want to or not, but...
Sure, it's like I definitely know the first one. I'm much less familiar with the sequel.
Yeah, this was in the arcade, and then ported to the Genesis, and then there was a Genesis-only sequel. This one game, kind of like what they did with Star House.
Like, yes, I think I will play as not the dude, thank you.
Yeah, I think getting shot kills you instantly. Yeah, getting punched doesn't. Also, you notice you have limited ammo if you run out. Very slowly, but yeah, you can go to the arms stores.
Yep. Heck!
Yeah, I think having a grenade tossed on you is a pretty bad idea.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Also, the enemies in this game kind of look like generic tokusatsu mooks.
Yeah. It's like, okay, now that I'm actually playing a bit of this, I think I did actually play this in some collection or other that came out a while back.
Yeah, this is a neat game. There are some other Namco games that I would have liked to see here, like the Shmup Philios.
Not familiar with that one.
Yeah, you play like as Apollo riding on a Pegasus, and yeah, got some stuff. I mean, it doesn't have like the scaling effects the arcade version did because that was on the Namco system too. But and then there's also Burning Force, which is like a kind of a Space Harrier like.
Like, okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this.
Okay.
Like, oh, I should not have scrolled the screen over that far. Heck! Dang it! Oh well. Yeah, I'm gonna say we should probably do one, maybe two more games before we wrap it up for the night.
Okay,
it's
let's
starting to get a little bit late.
Sewer Shark is just an early Sega CD game. I think that might have also been one of the VHS games.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Shadow Dancer is interesting because it is like different than a normal port, but maybe not for now. Selfie is a shmup that's actually interesting because it uses a combination of like FMV backgrounds and pre-calculated polygon movement and stuff. So like,
yeah, I think I want to check that one out for a bit. I actually played a little bit of this when I was testing out the system, and yeah, it seemed neat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a kind of a reimagining of the original computer game, which was originally on the PC-88 and then ported over to a whole bunch of systems, including a bunch in the West from Sierra.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was notable for its polygonal graphics and stuff and its nice gameplay, so one of the bigger hits at the time.
Yep.
Yeah, interestingly, there was also a port of the Namco fully polygonal Laserdisc game, Starblade, for the Sega CD, and I think that one also used like a combination of FMV and pre-calculated and used like wireframes for the actual graphics.
Neat.
But yeah, you wanna those asteroids give you power-ups.
Yep.
And yeah, so you got just random radio chatter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a neat touch. Also, I love the perspective effect.
Yeah, it's neat. I mean, the
here.
original computer game also did that, and yeah, it was definitely an impressive effect, especially for 1986.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to get that. That's a shield repair.
Okay, yeah, for like especially for a Sega CD game, there's like a lot of really neat stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Like a lot of really neat effects for the time. I dig this. Also, yeah. Also, I had not seen this before. This is a really cool, like, I don't know if it was in the original version too, but really cool touch where it's like, okay, you lose your shields, and then instead of the next hit instantly killing you, you just like
I
lose
think that was in
different
the
parts of your
original
ship.
version too. Also, yeah, where you first you lose some of your movement, then one of your weapons, which in this case, since you just have 2 forward shots. Like if in the games, in later ones where you equip other weapons and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah, so I think that's all I can see.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Sonic 38 Blast, Sonic CD is Sonic CD, Say Theory 2 is Battery did. Slaughterhouse 2, yeah, that's another Namco arcade port. Streets of Rage 3, which I assume we could also play the Bare Knuckle 3, although I think they might have moved one of the characters. Super Hang-On, it's a neat port for the time, but like nothing special these days. Same thing with Super Street Fighter 2, like it makes good use of the 6-button controller and stuff, but like some of the colors and the voice aren't the best. Ninja Warriors, I think, is an actual port of the arcade game, but yeah. The Ooze is a weird game by Sega Technical Institute in America.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah, Revenge of Shinobi is an interesting game, but that is pretty familiar. Weirdly, they had the second Toe Jam and Earl. I'm guessing they had the first, maybe in the first one.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, because that one isn't quite as well remembered. Truxton, it's kind of got a cult following these days. At least the Genesis version is easier than the arcade, especially the US version. Vector Man 2, I'm not quite as familiar with the Vector Man series. Viewpoint is a port of a Neo Geo shmup that uses an isometric view. Got some interesting stuff and a nice soundtrack, but it is also hard. Virtual Racing is, it's the only Genesis game to use the SVP chip, which allowed for 3D. As a result, the cartridge is big and expensive, but yeah, it was definitely a nice port for the time. And War Song is the first in the Langrisser series of strategy RPGs.
All right, I think I'm just gonna play a bit of Virtual Racing, because like you said, impressive for the time and for the system it's on. And then I think I'm gonna cut stream after that, because it's getting kinda late.
Yeah, there was also a 32X port of this. And the Saturn one, but that was done later by Time Warner Interactive and not quite as good. So yeah, it is nice that they put this game on there. Oh, this has some in-game music. Oh, I guess not for a lot, but
not much of it.
The original didn't, although to be fair, a whole lot of F1 games, for some reason, just do not.
Yeah.
It's like a weird convention, and...
I guess it's more jingles than music.
Yeah.
back! Okay, yeah, for something running on the Genesis, this is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I think nowadays if you want to play it, there's like a really good Sega H's Switch port.
Yeah, there are definitely better ports of it, even like as far back as the PlayStation 2, but certainly yes, for an expensive cartridge, which even then it was more expensive of what you're paying, like I think about $40 on average for a part. Like it was a bit cheaper than a lot of Super Nintendo games, but some of the ones with larger ROM sizes were definitely more. Like Phantasy Star 4 might have been as much as $100 back then. Would have been a lot of money.
Yeah.
So this was around $80, I think. So yeah, still quite expensive, but
yeah. And I'm sure it costs a lot to produce for the time, also. So
yeah, that's why I don't think Sega ended up using this chip more.
Like, yeah, I could see that. Okay, I was figuring I probably wouldn't make it to the next checkpoint, but... Alright, now this one I'm definitely not gonna make.
No.
Alright. Alright, so I think that's gonna be it for tonight. It is getting kind of late, so.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Yeah, also my PC is acting up a bit and I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
It's like I might actually have to just cut stream instead of raiding someone. But also I don't know who is actually streaming this late. It's like let me check.
Yeah, let me see. Rachel is streaming whatever Wednesday, so
Yep, alright, yeah, we can go over there, I'm good with that.
yeah. Maybe you were asked to pet something on screen.
Aww. I don't have my browser open.
Yeah, that's why I have chat popped out, so I can see things
So
like that.
I did for most of this stream, but it's not working right for me now, so... Oh, I see it, okay. Yes, I can absolutely do that. Who's a good kitty? You're a good kitty! It's hard to get this just right, but... You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna. You know what? Hang on. Yeah, I'm. It's like I did it a bit. I'm just gonna cheat. Oh no! It's moved over a bit.
I didn't realize you had that here.
Yeah, I told you I rigged up exclamation point pet Claire for you.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, I think I'm gonna send y'all over to Rachel Retro, so have a nice night, y'all.